Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Very good
Afternoon, sir.
afternoon. Today, you have any Vedic classes?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Anyway, we'll start. Welcome to this online artificial intelligence classes. We have completed almost 14 classes, and now we are in 15th session. And in this session, what is that we try to do is we try to think about how artificial intelligence can be used in cryptography. Like, how does artificial intelligence provide security? See, when I update my Gmail password in any system, everywhere, see, I wish to use a Gmail somewhere in Vijayawada also, I need to use it with the updated password. So once my password was stored in the server, so it has to, system has to guarantee that nobody we can see that password. That is the reason most of the time when you store the passwords and confidential information, we go for encryption. So obviously, if you open the file also, they cannot find out what exactly in the what was stored in that particular. Is it a password or whatever it may be? So in this class, what is that we try to do is we try to take a mechanism. We call that mechanism as blind search, or sometimes we call it as a brute force search, and sometimes we call it as how do you propagate the constraints. We call it as constraint satisfaction. You can call it by any name, but see, we have a problem with some constraints. How does your artificial intelligence will solve the problem? How does it assumes values, and how does it gets the contradiction and go back? And this is what the essence of the class is. So what is that we are trying to learn in this class is how artificial intelligence can be applied in the domain of security. And this technique we call in artificial intelligence as how do you propagate the constraints. Like constraint satisfaction can be the best time for this session. So this is how I have organized the slides. We have discussed various type of technical happenings. What is the uh, this is what I have done in the last class. What are the trends of artificial intelligence? Many trends we have discussed in general. So obviously, I'm not going to discuss it again because most of you have heard these names, and you just knowing about the names is enough. But I said if somebody wish to explore in the area of RPA, obviously they will have a greater emphasis in the terms of how the people are recruiting, because you could understand now, like last this week we have interviews for Capgemini, and surprisingly less number of students got shortlisted in our campus. It is nearing 114. The reason for that is the way in which the recruitment has happened and it's going to happen is dynamically changing. So obviously every student has to change. See, for a particular company which is coming on September 6th, we call it as DSC. The emphasis is something about how do you write a paragraph. Then they think about verbal, then there is aptitude. So earlier company, the emphasis is on pseudo code, then it is a verbal. So it depends upon how do you, what company is visiting our campus, how you are trained in all the phases, because all the four will be considered in every company. So that is the reason we ensure that like in September 6th, some company like DSC is visiting our campus. We're just trying hard from the morning see that to see that our seniors are at least placed in that company, are shortlisted for that company. This is what we are doing. So my interest is how the people are recruiting, or how do the people are shortlisting, how does the profiling was done, and how the strategy of recruitment is changing. So RPA is the most important, we call it as a skill that can be acquired by computer science and IT students, so that they have their own, what is the highlighting aspects in the your resumes. So people who know RPA at a basic level, obviously they have greater chance. by the time you reach your final year and get the placements, RPA will be on main focus. Other things we have discussed, so there is no need that we have to discuss it again. So the emphasis of the class is how can you understand this concept of cryptarithmetic. And if you wish to understand cryptarithmetic, what is that I have taken a small example called as send more money. And based on this example, we can explain how this artificial intelligence solve the problem of cryptarithmetic. It's very simple, like I wish to send an email, or I wish to send a confidential information to the third party. The information that I have to send is money. I have to send an information called as money to a third party who is somewhere in Delhi. What is that I do is I will not send money directly. What is that I do is I will send the word called as send. I will only send a word called as send through the particular OSI layer or whatever channel it is. And then what is that I do is I will send this more as a private key or a public key. So what does the receiver he has to do is he had to add this send and more, and then he has to get this money. So this is how security is provided. So what is that I told is this is an example. I said in the starting, this is an example how artificial intelligence can be used in security also. For this, for understanding the concept of cryptarithmetic and to understand the concept of how the propagation of constraints were done, so you can call it as a constraint satisfaction. We can call it as constraint satisfaction. Constraint satisfaction can be the name for this class, but my intention is not to present the theory, but my intention is to take an example and show how this cryptarithmetic problem can be solved in artificial intelligence. So I said I wish to what is that I wish to send a confidential information. That information I have called it as money. This is what I need to send. Actually, money is what I have to send. But instead of sending this money, what is that I am doing is I am just sending this send through the channel, and more what is that I am doing is I am sending this more as a private key or a public key to the third party. So on the other side, when this send and more reaches, he has to add this to get this value called as money. So this is how the generally the encryption will be done, and this is how at the end of the day decryption will happen at other side, so that security will be provided. So I just repeat this again, but we'll see what exactly will be in these slides. This is what the summary that we have done. ELIZA, we have seen it as a chatbot. RPA is the main concern of particular BTech students who are aspiring for RPA. They can go for UiPath or automation anywhere. Robotics is the main concern. The reason is people are talking about robots. Robots are the entities that we could see in everywhere. Like you go for any AI championships, these robots will be exhibited, and people who are aspiring for a better career in AI, they wish to collaborate with the mechanical department to build minimum robots so that minimum number of operations can be trained and tested. Common sense reasoning is the main target, main drawback of AI earlier. Now it has become a strength, and people are starting to build AI systems with common sense also. Expert systems, we have seen soft computing is computing which consists of all the fuzzy logic and all the other aspects. Speech regression has to be a mandatory feature of AI. Blackboard systems are the systems where group of experts will sit together to provide solutions. Neural network is a mechanism where this is how your brain will think. The same way you represent the problem by using neurons, we call it as neural network. Genetic algorithms and ant colony optimization, swarm intelligence are the techniques of artificial intelligence. Genetic algorithms represent everything in the terms of population and chromosomes. We go for mutation or crossover while you are applying these genetic algorithms. Ant colony optimization, swarm intelligence is based on how does ant have its survival in the terms of various type of operations. survival of the fittest. So this is what we have done, and we will get into this today's topic. Like, I will get back to the earlier slide. Before that, I will show this one. So what is that I told is I wish to send a confidential word called as money. So instead of sending that money, what is that I am trying to do is I will send this word called as send through the channel. Then this more will be sent as a private key or public key. So when both this has reached my third party, then he will add this two to get this money. This is one way to provide security when people are transferring some data on networks. This is a basic way. So my interest is how does your AI will see that this type of activity can be done, how AI will support this adding two words and getting a resultant word. This is what my discussion is. So while you wish to send this send plus more and resultant value you have to get as money, what are the constraints? Because this class you can take it as the title as constraint satisfaction. So what is the first constraint that you need to do here is you have some digits from 0 to 9, 10 digits are there. You need to assign one of the value from 0 to 9 to each alphabet here, whether it can be S or whether it can be M or O and all things. S you assign 5, then 5 should not be assigned to any other alphabet that was there in this process. You can assign 4 to M, and you can assign 6 to O, and so on and so forth. When you assign the values, if you say that S value you assigned as 4, 5, and M value is 4, and 5 plus 4 the value has to be 0, this O, and O value is 9. This is how you have to get. So I'm just repeating again, what does your crypt arithmetic problem will tell you is, you have many alphabets in the structure. In this structure, you have how many alphabets is S is an alphabet, E is an alphabet, N is an alphabet, D is an alphabet, M is an alphabet, O is an alphabet, R is an alphabet, N is already there, E is already there, and Y is an alphabet. So 8 alphabets are there. I could, if I count properly. So the intention of the problem is you need to assign values or digits from 0 to 9 uniquely in such a way that once you assign the values, this 5 plus 4 must be 9, and 9 value is nothing but your O value. So then your crypto arithmetic, whatever values you send is in the terms of digits, then what will happen is when you add these numbers like send plus more, if you add, you have to get the corresponding digits. See, this is how something will be like this. See, this is 4. I'm not just assigning the value. This is 1. This is 2. Assume something was there. I'm not talking about send and more. So if I wish to send this, and I will take this as a private key, and my original value is this is 4, this is 6, this is 6, this is 6. Instead of sending 6664, I am sending a value called as 4321, and this private key will be sent to that person like 2343. He will add both of them and get the 6664. So this is in the terms of numbers. The same way we can add two words to get the resultant word. But what is the constraint is, the first constraint is you need to assign values from 0 to 9 uniquely. But other constraint is when you add this, you have to get the resultant value. Then only the third party feels that is what the information that he got. If he don't get 5 plus 4 as 9, obviously he can assume that the information that has reached is wrong. So particularly for this class, I need more interaction, because this is more kind of how do you assume the value of S, how do you assume the value of M, something like that. I need more interaction, but unfortunately today and tomorrow's class we need to take in the latter session. The reason is we are starting the interviews from 9 and almost until 2 we are conducting these interviews, and the way of people interacting with students. So today and tomorrow it can be only from 3 to 4 the classes. But today and tomorrow the classes will be more thought provoking, so that you can participate in the classes. So I'm just repeating what I have done told till now. The simple thing, like you wish to send a word called as money, you will send the word called as send, and the key can be, it can be a primary key or private key, you send it is more. And what is that you have to do is you have to assign the values for all the alphabets that are there in these three words uniquely. Once you assign a y value as 0, you cannot assign this 0 value to any other alphabet. You assign e value as 1, you cannot assign 1 to any other alphabet. But you cannot assign arbitrarily. The reason is d plus e value should be y. So d plus e value, if y is 0, you have to take 5 plus 5 as 0. So if this value is 0, d value is 5, and e value is also 5, and this value is 0, but you cannot assign 5 to d as well as e. So you need to just think on that grounds. I'm just erasing this part, and I'll again discuss this part. So whatever we are discussing today, the name you can take it as constraint satisfaction. How does artificial intelligence will help you to have different type of constraints, and how does artificial intelligence try to accommodate all the constraints to provide the solution? What is the solution that you need to find today in this class is, so you need to assign some values to S, E, N, D, whatever alphabets are there. You could see in these three words, you have to assign the values from 0 to 9 uniquely. So the second thing you have to do is, when you assign values, if you add these two words, the corresponding digits, you have to get a total of this money. So the third person who is receiving that money, if he didn't get the correct, if you computation, if you send something called as 2 3 and you send something called as 4 2, the other person has to get 6 6 here. If he gets 7 6, obviously he will feel that the information that he has received is wrong. This is what the basic thing that we are doing. So I'm just erasing this part. So I need somebody to unmute themselves and tell what exactly we have to do with these three words.
Can send some values here.
Yes. See, we need to assign values, any value from 0 to 9, uniquely to each alphabet. S can be assigned a value of 8, E can be assigned a value of 7, some N can be assigned a value of 1, D can be assigned a value of 0. So once you assign E value as 7, since E is 7, 7 will come here. Since N value is 1, if N is here, this. But the interesting part is when you add these two, since this is E, so you have to get this 7 here. That is what I'm trying to tell. So my interest is, how does your AI will help you to get these values, like what is the value of S, what is the value of E, what is the value of N, what is the value of D? How do you solve this cryptarithmetic problem? Just see this now. Each letter or a symbol has to be represented, or has to be assigned with only one digit. Once you assign one, it cannot be one cannot be assigned to any other letter. So the solution must be unique, because once you add that, the third party should feel that this is a correct information. You cannot have 2 or 3 solutions. And once you add this resulting arithmetic operation that you have taken is plus, once you add, you have to get the third one, send plus more, you have to get, what is it, send plus money, send plus more, you have to get money. So you add these two words, you have to get the third word. So this is what the carry will be there, and carry is 1. So I'm just repeating again, each letter has to be uniquely assigned some value. and there should be one solution, because if two solutions exist, the third party will believe that he has received a wrong value. And once you assign the values, you compute something called as plus. So that plus has to hold good, then only the third party will believe that this answer is right. And the carries will be there, and carry is 1. And somebody now just unmute yourself and tell me how can we start solving this problem. How do you solve this problem is, how do you assign values for S, how do you assign values for E, how do you assign values for N, how do you assign values for D. This is what we are trying to learn. How can we start? Can somebody give some intuition, or can somebody give light on how do you start?
Will assign
Assign
0 to 9, up to 0 to 9, sir.
0 to 9. Okay. So you assign 0 to 0 to the O to 0. What is that? Assign 0 to which one?
9, sir.
0. See, 0 is a digit. You can assign O value as 0. Is it right? All these are alphabets. S is an alphabet, E is an alphabet, N is an alphabet. You have to assign values. So S can be assigned, what you said is S can be assigned a value called 0, E can be assigned a value called 1. You can assume starting something, but if the assumption is wrong, you need to change the value of S. See, I started S value is 1. Then I started going from one state to other state. Somewhere I got a contradiction. I have to go back and change the S value from 1 to 2. How many times I have to do like that? How many values can S take? What is the range of any alphabet in this? See, you can assign only values from 0 to 9. 10 values are there. Once you assign 0 to S, obviously 0 cannot be assigned to any other digit, other symbol. This is what it is. So can somebody tell me how can we start here? See, two digits are there, two digit numbers are there. This is 2 2 and this is 3 3. You are getting 5 5. If you add, you understand now, two digit numbers, if it is added, you are getting a 2-digit number. What is the carry in this? Is there any carry?
No, sir.
No. Now see here. Just a minute. So I have something called as 9 here. So what is that you get is, do you have any carry?
Yes, sir. 1.
Yes, 1 is a carry. Now what is that you need to understand is, you have taken a 2-digit number and you have added a 2-digit number. You are getting how many digit number?
3-digit number.
Yes,
Number.
3-digit number. The same way here, what is that you are doing is, you have taken something called as a 4-digit number like this. Some 4-digit number was there and you have taken this. If you add this, what is that you are getting is, you are getting a 4-digit number. There is no problem now. But if you what is that you got here is, you are adding a 4-digit number and you are adding a 4-digit number. What is this money? How many digits are there?
5-digit.
5. So this is a 4-digit number, this is a 4-digit number, you are getting a 5-digit number. So obviously what can be here is, I just can erase this one. I can just write now, this can be something called as 9 and you can have something called as 10. Now the example is very straightforward. Now this is 4-digit number and this is 4-digit number and this is 5-digit number. So what do you mean that you add 4-digit numbers and getting a 5-digit number? What can be the value of M?
9, sir.
What, see, what is the value of M here? If this is your send and more money, what is the value of M here? M is a
One, sir.
carry. What you said is right. M is a carry. If carry is 0, what is the meaning is you are adding a 4-digit number and you are getting a 4-digit number. If carry is 1, the meaning is you are getting a 5-digit number. Is it right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
See, now I am just telling that M value is 1. Is it right or wrong? Just go to the earlier
Yes,
slide
sir.
now. See, yes, what you said is right. See, the carry can be at most 1, and every a letter should be assigned a value that has to be uniquely done. And when you apply this plus or see, you can apply star also. You can see whatever arithmetic operation that can be applied. You are applying now plus. Once you add this, you have to get the resultant value. So this is a very careful observation that you have to make here. So what is that I told now is you are adding 4-digit number, 2 4-digit numbers, and you are getting 5. The meaning is you have a carry. That carry is nothing but your M, because this column, this is the first column, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth, and this is the last column. The last column is M. So M value is 0. If M is 0, what is the meaning?
There is no carry.
There is no carry, and you get only 4-digit number at the end of the day. So what you said is right. So I am just going to the next slide now, where we need to find out the values now. So now just tell me, M value is 1 is prediction or is 100% guarantee that M value is 1?
Prediction. 100%, sir.
Prediction.
Yes, it is not a prediction. The reason is there cannot be any other value for M. M can be only 1, that is 100% guaranteed value. So there is no chance that M value will change with respect to time, or well, I assume something, after that there is no chance that values can change. So now this is there, send is there, money is there, so more is there, something was there. So now just tell me, what is the role of carries here? When you add, carries will be there. See, from
Yes,
D
sir.
and yes, from D and E, there may be a carry called as C1. From N and R, there may be a carry called as C2. But in the fact is, C2 can be C1 can be 0 or 1, or C2 can be 0 or 1. From this also you can have a carry called as C3. And what is C4 is? What is C4? What is the last carry that you got?
Sir. M, sir.
Yes, one.
M, sir.
Yes,
That is fine.
what you said. Yes, it is M or it is 1. Both are same. So, what is the constraint that we are talking about is you need to assign values from 0 to 9 uniquely. So 10 values are there. We have already assigned 1 value now. So how do you predict the other values now? That is what the question is. Now just tell me now. How can we proceed? See, these classes, when I take in a class, it will be very easy and people can participate in the class, because now people are virtually somewhere. You need to take some paper and pen and just try to have an analysis part. The reason is whatever classes I am taking in between will show you how does exactly AI will work. AI, what it will do is when it try to propagate the constraints, it will start with 100% guarantee statement. Then it will start assuming something, and based on assumptions, it will go to one step to other step. Once there is a contradiction, then it will get back to some place where that assumption is wrong. That part, like how does it assumes, how does it back propagates, that can be visualized when you process something on the paper or when you imagine yourself in your brain. So it will take some time, but it will be very easy. Now my interest is how could you guess the other values? Because how many columns are there? This is a column. This is a column. So four columns are there.
Four,
Fifth column
sir.
is there. Yes, four columns are there. Fifth column is already solved, so there is no problem. So four columns are there. So what is your understanding on because you are adding something like you are adding plus, so d, what is d plus c is y, what is n plus r, a plus c1 is e, c2 plus e plus o is n, c3 plus s plus m is o, c4 is nothing but m value is 1. Try to slowly understand the problem, then leisurely you can think about the problem, because in the tomorrow also we'll discuss about the same problem. This problem has to be understood by every student to visualize actually how does your AI will work. That is the reason I'm just going slowly to ensure that the concepts are very clear, so that people will have an ambience to work in this AI. That is my motto. So I can you say like C3, can you talk something about C3, S and M? What can be the value of C3 plus S plus M?
Sir, we also know m is equal to 1, sir.
Yes, what you said is right.
And we assume that O is 0.
You can assume. See, you can assume that O is 0 and you can propagate the constraints. Somewhere you got O also as 4 or somewhere. So you have to go back and change the value. That is what we do. So my interest is like what is your observation on what you said is right. Just I'm getting into how do you solve the problem. What is your observation on C3 plus S plus M? And what is your
Should be greater than or equal
10,
to
sir.
greater than or equal to
10.
10.
just a minute. Just a minute. This every time this is yesterday. So this is this value has to be greater than 9 to generate a carry. Is it right?
Yes,
Is my
sir.
statement
Yes, sir.
is my statement is right? So that is right. So so then C3 plus S is greater than 8. Is it right? M value is 1. So to move from one state to other state, we have two variables are there. Is it right? One variable is C3, other variable S. How many possibles that possible values that S can hold now at this moment? Or how many possible values can be possible for C3?
2 values.
Only two values. What are the two values?
0 or 9.
C3 is a carry. Carry can be either 0 or
1.
Number.
1. What you said is right. C3 can be 0 or 1. S can be any value. Don't think about the constraints about this greater than 8 or not. You leave that greater than 8, but S can hold any value other than 1 now. But C3 can hold a value called as 0 or 1. So because all these carries, C4 can have 1 or 0, C3 can have 1 or 0, C2 can have 1 or 0, C1 can have 1 or 0. So C4 value is found as 1. So you can think about C3, and just now your system will assume some values here. Like you take something called as, you just take, this is an assumption. You take C3 value as 0. You take this value as 0. This is an assumption. What you said is right. So if C3 is 0, that my interest is something like this. If C3 value is 0, then there is every chance that this C3 sometimes can be 0 or sometimes can be 1. Since the assumption is that you propagate the constraints, when there is any a particular contradiction, you have to come back and say that C3 value is not 0, C3 value is 1. This is what your AI will do. So since this is an assumption that you have taken, like C3 value is 0, so your C3, your S value is greater than 8. So if S value is greater than 8, what can be the value of S?
9, sir.
What? Yes, S value is 9. Now what is that you have done here is, so just a minute. So now what is that you have done is, you said M value is 1. We assume that, what is the assumption is C3 value is 0 or 1. What is that we have assumed? C3 is 0. Is it right?
0, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Since C3 was 0, what is that we got is S value,
S
we
is
got it
equal
as
to 9.
9.
S value is 9. What is it is right? S value is 9. When this S value is not 9, cannot be 9.
When C3 is equal to 1, then S becomes 8.
Yes, what you said is right. When the assumption is wrong, obviously these values will change. Okay, so you're propagating the values. So M is a 1, that is guaranteed, and you have assumed this one, S value is 9. Now you just tell me, now I'm going to this part. I'm trying to erase some. It will take some time because we are doing it on the online, so obviously it will take some time to erase the things and have a clear understanding. Eraser is not coming. Okay. I will change the color then. So S value is 9 and M value is 1. How can you propagate further? Can I say, like you have said about C3, you have said about S, you told about M. Can this value is O? Is the statement that I have written is right? Somebody can tell whether this is right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if it is us, you have to think. See here, this assume that C3, what is the C3 value that we have assumed is 0.
0, sir. 0
S
plus
value
8 plus 1.
S value we got is 9. Is it right?
9.
M value was not there. And the output is a O. Is it right? This is not 0, this is
0.
O.
Yes,
This
sir.
is O. Is it right? This is O. So,
Well,
so is this statement is right? Because C4 is a carry that is generated from this column. This column has generated a carry, that carry is 1. So is it C3 plus S plus M value is O, or is it C3 plus S plus M value is O plus 10? Which statement is right?
O plus 10, sir.
So see, this statement is true when there is no carry, because we know that there is a carry, that carry is 1, C4 is 1. That is the reason there is no chance that this statement is true at this moment. At this moment, this statement is true. The reason is, see, O is obtained when the value is more than 9. So it can be 10 plus something. Did you understand this fact? Am I right or wrong?
yes, sir.
It has, see, it has to be very clear, and you need to understand, like A starts solving the problem with 100% guarantee, then it try to assume something and it try to propagates all these values. Now you just tell me what is the C3 value that you have assumed?
Zero, sir.
What is it?
Zero,
Zero.
sir.
0 is what we have assumed. S value is 9. And what is the M value?
1, sir.
1. This is O plus 10. So what is the value of O?
Zero, sir.
Yes, what you said is right. Now we are getting
Yeah,
the things. So now what is that you have done is you have processed the O value as 0. When this S value is 9 and O value 0, when these two values can be true?
C3 equal to 0.
If
Yes,
C3 is
yes, what you said is right. So when somewhere we found that as some O value is 1, the meaning is the assumption itself is wrong. So you go in the tree from one step to other step in the times of leaves. Once there is a contradiction, we have to propagate that value to the extent where you have assumed. So when this O value somewhere is not 0, obviously you have to make this C3 as 1 and start propagating. So this is what we have done till so far now. So still see I could see only 143 students out of 194. It's surprising. And just I'm muting everyone. Okay. So what is that we have done here is I'm just repeating what we have done, and we are talking about more, and we are getting something called as money. For this, since this is a 4-letter word and this is a 4-letter word, you are getting a 5-letter word. You said M value is 1, and then we assume that C3 value is 0. So I have written some equation called as C3 plus S plus M value should be more than 9. Then I have written some equation called as C3 plus S plus M equal to O plus 10. O plus 10. This is what we have written, and based on that we have solved. Now if you just proceed, just go to the next slide so that you can have a better understanding of. So if you wish to proceed, what are the values that we have finalized here is M value we have finalized as 1, then we have finalized O value as 0, and we also finalized S value as 9 or 8? 9. Is it right? So this is how far you have done.
9, sir.
So 9 was done. So now how can we propagate the constraints now? 3 values are already assigned, and how do you propagate the next values? This is
Sir,
C1.
next value will be C2, sir. We'll try.
Yes, this is C3. Then what is that we can write? What was
Sir, as C3 is equal to 0, sir. So
yes,
N is less than
yes.
10, sir.
What you said is less than 9. It can be the better one. So what is that you can write here is, as she says, C2 plus E plus O can be less than 9. Is it right? Or less than or equal to 9?
Yes. Less than or equal to 9.
9. Okay. So what are the other statement that we can write as per her perception is C2 plus E plus O equal to N or N plus 10? Just see the statement. Is this right, or I have to write n plus 10?
N, sir.
Why n?
C3 equal to 0, sir.
Yes. We assumed that C3 value is 0. That is the reason C2 plus E plus O can be n now. Now you see here. So what is the value of O?
0, sir. 0,
Zero,
sir.
So C2 plus E is nothing but your n. So what can the possible value of C2? How many values for
0
C2 are
or 1,
existing?
sir.
Yes. If it is 0, what will happen?
But it should be 1, sir.
E value
Yes,
and
what-
N value. 9, sir.
Yes, what you said is right. Now, if it is 0, what will happen is n value equal to E. That cannot be possible because you need to assign the values uniquely. So, C2 equal to 0 will not happen. This cannot happen because you cannot assign the same value to E as well as n. So, n value must be E plus
Unit.
C2 is 1. So, what is that we have done now
8, sir.
is
8.
maybe that will come, but see what is that we have done till now is, so we have assumed something, we have some statements that have come, but what is the statement that we are standing now is, what is the value of, some disturbance is there?
Sir.
No, I'm just coming here. So what is the value of C2? C2 is how much?
1, 1, sir.
C2 is 1. And what is the equation that we got is n equal to
E plus 1.
plus somewhere I have written n equal to, it is not coming. Okay. Somewhere I can write like this, n equal to E plus 1. This is how this far we have solved. Now we go to the next slide now. Now we are just propagating the constraints from one constraint to other constraint. We started with m value as 1, then we assumed C3 is 0, and slowly what is that we are doing is we are solving the problem actually. M value is 1 is 100% guaranteed that we have assumed C3 as 0, and now S was 9 and O was 0. Based on that, C2 was fixed as 1, and you have a relation between two variables. So if n value is E value is 5, n is 6. Obviously most of the relations you found actually. So now what is the strategy that you have followed? Can somebody unmute yourself and tell? What is the strategy that we are following in this class? The strategy that we have followed is, some problem was given like this. We need to send data with high security. So there is a mechanism, like you go for encryption and you go for decryption. You can use some private key or public key. There is some methodology. And the constraint that were given is you can assign some values to that each alphabet. And then based on that, if you add that, you have to get the corresponding one. So what is that we started this doing is, like, what is the constraint satisfaction is, if there is a chance that there is 100% guarantee fact is there, you start from there. If sometimes the fact also will not be there, if m is not there, we cannot move ahead. See here, if m is not there, obviously we cannot assume m value is 1, and obviously you cannot proceed. So you start with 100% guarantee assignment, then you try to assume something. We have assumed lot of things, like we have assumed your C3 value is something like 1 or 0. We have assumed C3 value assumed as 0, then we just propagate the constraints, find out the value of S and find out the value of O. Based on the way which you are propagating the values, then we found that C2 value is 1. Once that C2 value is 1, n has become E plus 1. then we can still propagate the values, and just we can find out something like this here. We can get a value something like this here. So n plus r value is e, because n is expressed in the terms of e, you can get the value of e as well as r. Then we can go to the last column and get the values. So I am just stopping here, but what is that you need to do is you need to take up this and just find out the other values of other alphabets that are there in this equation. This is very important, because how do you assume the values without contradiction is what you need to do, and then we will see what exactly is this, and then tomorrow we'll close this constraint satisfaction pertaining to information security. So questions to ponder, we can take this also, like cross plus roads you will get danger, or 10 plus 10 plus 20 you can get 40, that can also be taken. And this type of puzzles, why I have taken these puzzles in this class is, yesterday, day before yesterday, when Capgemini was happened, there is a third round where people are trying to solve the puzzles. Exactly, this was the puzzle that was, even it was there in artificial textbook also in a different dimension, but this puzzle was taken from Shakuntala Devi puzzle book, and intentionally I have kept here, because this type of ideas you need to have, and this type of way in which you need to prosper. You can talk about 10 plus 10 plus 20, you get 40, how do you assign the values? All these are puzzles that you can do. So you need to think something the way in which it was not there in the textbook. So where I have stopped today is I found all these relations. All these are critical relations that we found till now, and based on this 4 values, you can guess the other values very easily that I have solved. So obviously I am just leaving here assuming that you will solve the problem, and tomorrow we will discuss the same problem and conclude this constraint satisfaction. And to summarize what actually happened in this class, so what is that I have done is, I have taken some problem in security, and we are trying to address the problem by using what is that we call it as a constraint satisfaction problem. So the ideology of the constraints are very simple, but once you get into the problem, we need to assume a lot of things and get back. So once the assumptions are wrong, we have to backtrack to the earlier position, and we need to make another assumption. When the assumptions are made, in general, we will make assumptions mostly on the carries. The reason is carries can be either 0 or 1 as per the first slide says. That's what the constant is. So sometimes you can get 2 carry also, that is not possible here. So carries can be only 2 values, that can be 1 and 0. So obviously initially the assumptions will be on these carries. So this cross and road also the same way you can start and proceed. So this was there in our syllabus in a different context and different dimension, but definitely this class will make you to think if you just properly follow this class. This class is one of the class that one of the thought-provoking class that I have taken for the last few classes, like 15 classes. This is better class. And earlier we spoke about tic-tac-toe game. All these classes will make you to think about how AI will operate and how can you solve this problem. And once you know how do you solve the problem, then every girl will just try to implement the same thing in her system or laptop. That is what my intention is. So I'm just concluding here, and if you wish to have any discussion, you can unmute yourself and talk. Before that, I just request you to solve this problem and come back. But for this type of classes, it is better you come with the notes and write what is actually happening. This analysis part will make you work more on AI, and I said it will create some interest to develop various applications or systems pertaining to artificial intelligence. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, please unmute yourself. and we can have a discussion. And I just take the attendance also because attendance was not taken.